Hello and welcome back to another phenomenal episode of Speculation Alley. It's your boy here, A-Bomb, and with me, as usual, my brother from another mother and longtime friend and co-host, Crypto Dilly. What's going on, my man?
GMGM reporting live from the new studio, baby. Let's go.
It's looking good. It's looking nice. Your internet's, top notch. The, clarity's all good. We're not lagging. I love it.
Yeah, dude, you can expect that moving forward on all episodes,
Very good, very good. And I see you have a Crypto Dilly neon sign there, so you cannot ever change your handle now. So just,
Dude, you'll never forget it, right? I got a Ranga poster back here. I got Wind Moon, baby. Dude, it just feels like home now.
You're doing it, man. You're doing it. Yeah, you're getting settled in there. All right, well, why don't we get straight into this episode? I'm super excited to touch on it. Nash, the legend, he has a podcast or a Twitter space that he does every single week, so you need to go check them out. It's NFT with Nash and Peanut. And during that space, actually, I was in there, and he dropped some major alpha bombs, which I think we need to discuss right here. And I think one of those alpha bombs is essentially that potentially Wagmi-san is friends with Blue, the coda that we see collecting the juice in the bottle from, the video, or even more so, Wagmi-san is Blue. And that would explain how he's been getting coda juice. What's your thoughts?
So let's go down both paths. Like, as far as the way that Nash presents the information, what specifically is he? So he's saying that Wagmi-san befriended the coda, and they got this exchange for the coda juice. Let's go down that that avenue, if you will.
So if we see that Wagmi-san, first of all, one of the things he pointed out was the very first Other Side trip where everyone looked for Wagmi-san's glasses. That would then indicate that Wagmi-san has already been to the other side. So therefore, we have some sort of connection there already where maybe if there are codas in the other side, Wagmi-san very well could have ran into one of these codas, such as Blue, and created some sort of friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that was one connecting piece.
It does make sense too, because there's definitely good codas, and then it seems like there's bad codas, right? So
Correct.
Maybe he was able to come across these codas that are friendly, right? So, but I really like the theory that's been going around the community for a long time. I can't even peg who was the first person to say it, but the Wagmi-san is the coda, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, and we've never seen Wagmi-san and the Blue coda in the same actual frame, right? And within the last trailers that we saw with Wagmi-san and the dune buggy, and we see Curtis, the robot, and the coda walking up to that shard, we don't see Wagmi-san in that frame either, right? So if you were to take a zoom out and just go on this journey with me, is it possible that they were on different timelines, and that was actually Wagmi-san as a coda showing Curtis and the robot the shard, right, that he had found?
That does seem to be the new theory, and that's what Nash was lining in with his theory as well, which was that if Wagmi-san has already been to this barren wasteland and was aware that this shard was here, and now he is in the form of a coda, Blue, he would then know where this shard already was, as we saw in that video, leading Curtis and the, mech avatar, whoever that was, to the shard. So,
yeah,
bro, it's nuts. If that is the case, Nash, you are a legend. I want to shout you out even just to the rooftops because of just who you are as a person. But your speculation, man, I think that's money. And if that comes true, I'm going to be blown away. Because
I think
go for it.
I was just gonna say, I think both could also be true. It could be a friend, or it could be Wagmi-san. That's what's nice about that is it's an open-ended speculation a little bit.
Absolutely.
Where both aren't there's no no, that's not possible, right? And that's what's crazy about 10KTF to begin with.
Yeah, it is nuts because that when we're talking about this, we have to think about, have Wagmi-san or Blue ever been seen together? And I think that's a no. So then again, Could it be? And why do the Toads fear Wagmi-san so much was another point that Nash brought up, which is, I think, again, like, these are all good questions that we should be asking ourselves. But I think we should jump into the next part of this because there's a lot going on in the NFT space right now. So, well, you want to hop over to the next lily pad and take us there or what?
Yeah, one quick thing that I want to add into this though is like I think without a shadow of doubt is that Wagmi-san definitely has like power, right? And I think he has the ability to harness this Koda juice in whatever capacity. I mean, we speculated on a lot of different like ideas. One being that the bonsai tree, it definitely like produces this juice that is within the Koda juice. There's also like New Tokyo Electric Company. And like, how does that tie in? Because we definitely saw the team members of 10KTF at the NFT NYC event wearing these New Tokyo Electric Company sweaters. And we know that that's going to play into the story at some point. And we have not seen that come, to fruition. So I think there's a lot of different things that, you could speculate on. And I really like, where things are headed. But yeah, obviously this week is going to be massive for NFTs in general. We have Applied Primate Engineering and Jenkins the Ballet. They're starting their puzzle on January 11th. And then we also have the guide for the trial of Jimmy the Monkey actually dropping on the same day. And then there's the burn of the Mutant Hound collars, which is insane. We had a 75 ETH mega collar sell this week, which is insanity. And I want to touch on that for one main reason. None of what I'm about to say is financial advice by any means, but I want to reference Renga as a project that actually did this deflationary burn to reveal mechanic. And you still have black boxes from Renga that are still unrevealed, right? And then when you do burn the box, it's like an event, right? The same way that Figgy actually talks about like the mega serum, right? Like this is an event in NFTs where you have this chug and it can be like viewed virtually as an event. And so I think that we're going to see a lot of people really take advantage of this mechanic this time around. And it's almost like a different type of bull run. Like a lot of these people that weren't around for the Bored Ape Yacht Club and they may have missed out. Like this is like their opportunity to kind of like get in and feel a part of that hype and that run. And the burn to reveal mechanic, what I have seen, especially with Renga, is that a lot of people, they go into it with the intention of kind of like holding back and not like burning all their collars. But what happens is like the degen gambler takes hold of them and they're like, but what if I have a rare in this bad boy? And so they end up burning.
They have a gold.
Yeah. I mean, like I actually burned a black box Renga and I pulled a 1 of 1. I got the Samurai Executioner, which was absolutely insane. I definitely took profits on that, and I'm not even looking back. But whenever that actually happened, like it's basically like a way of looking at history and seeing that it's going to repeat itself. Like I look at the 75 ETH sale as kind of like a benchmark for where this is going to fall in line as far as where collars will end up that are unrevealed, and then where the hounds will end up when they actually are revealed. And I'm speculating that the collars will end up between the range of 5 to 6 ETH with enough time. And I think that, the hounds will end up around like 3 to 4 ETH. And that was kind of where they'll stabilize. What do you think about that speculation?
I mean, I don't doubt it with that sale today of the Mega Mutants. I've seen Leori jumping into a bunch of spaces and being very personable, not having this like hoity-toity, we're better than you, you know what I mean, attitude at all, which is super refreshing. You know what I mean? First of all, to have a founder come into the space and engage with the public, I'll say. And then the burn mechanic. I mean, shout out to Tails. Yo, love you, girl. Always day one, A1. And Dirty Robot, I don't know you, man, but you're a legend. And the mechanic that they sort of brought forth, I mean, that was the first time I had seen that. I know that the apes did it with the serum and all that, but like with this mechanic kind of resurfacing, I guess I'll say then, and being highlighted with these projects, I think it's awesome. And it brings a lot of fun into the space.
Well, and what's interesting about that is actually WeNew is the one that did the smart contracts for Ranga, right? So when you think about it, Yuga Labs technically did the drop mechanic for, Ranga in a roundabout way.
And I think I said, don't fix what isn't broken, right? And on top of that, I would agree, to kind of circle back to what you asked, was I could definitely, I play a little bit more conservative. I'll say I would see the revealed hounds, if they're unrevealed currently, and that's sitting at 2 ETH, I see unrevealed hounds going to maybe 4, maybe 5, and we see revealed at 2 to 3, something around there.
What's really exciting, though, is the way that they're actually kind of incentivizing the burn as well, because they say that there's another mint coming up, right? And you actually have to have like a mutant or an oath in order to participate with a hound. So if you have a mutant or an oath plus a hound equals blank, right? And so that's another really like cool aspect of this. Lior is definitely really humble in the way that he goes about things. I saw a tweet the other day where, somebody had some assets stolen and Lior literally went back and just refunded it, even though the floor had moved, which is insane. So there's really some cool things going on. But honestly, what I'm most excited about is what I'm seeing from John McTavish, man. Like some of the artwork that they are pumping out is out of this world. And like, we haven't even seen the first piece that John McTavish was commissioned for. He talked about that today on a space. So whenever that one is revealed, I think that's going to be the like, oh my God, like this is everything. But the tweet that I want to talk about specifically right now is the one with Dark Fang with his back to the camera, and you have the table, the war room, and you got Crazy Carl over there in the corner. You got goblins up front, and they got the McGoblin burger. And then you have like Avila Pyres, drawing the Simeon Path logo into the table. You have all these different figures, and we're seeing like Dark Fang is assembling an army. And what I want to talk about is Avila Pyres, like being on that table. It's just another connection to what we are seeing with Applied Primate Engineering, right? So there's no doubt, like there is no doubt that these two projects are connected. And I almost believe that like they are telling the story of the Mega Serum. Obviously that's what's happening, but it's almost like Yugo's like, hey, tell the story of how the Mega Serum, came to be, especially because PTM and Fragment, they own 6 of the 12 Megas. And then it was just, they needed to get the other ones involved. So, I mean, based on that and that connection, I mean, where are you thinking that this kind of goes forward?
I mean, it is getting nuts. Avila Pyres, you pointed that out to me, and my jaw like almost hit the floor. So it's literally just this further, I guess, indication that these projects are going to be existing within the same universe or multiverse, whatever it is. But it's just nuts. But one of the pieces that I wanted to add to it was Carl. Shout out to you, my man, coming just out of nowhere with the beast mode too, and all of the illustrations that John McTavish has done of Carl. Legend, bro. I'm loving it. Just the style, the feel of everything. But there was one speculation that an ape threw out in today's space, actually, with Liori in there. And the next step is fusion. And we've seen some of these hounds with saddles on their backs. And I don't want to take the credit for this, although I was feeling in the same vibe. But the ape said, I think that you'll need the mutant and the hound, or the oath and the hound, to be able to fuse a saddle, which will be dropped to us onto the hound. So I don't know, could be. I like the thought, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, I love that idea. I mean, that's kind of what I first like gravitated towards, was that we would get a playable like character within, or an avatar of our mutant hound if you have the oath and you have the hound. So I mean, that kind of makes a lot of sense, and it will also limit how many they need to like render and put into 3D animation. But I'm super excited about the hounds. I think that project has a lot of potential, and just these L2s in general. I think that overall, I think there's a lot of speculation that there's definitely a connection to Yuga. I'm kind of like erring on the side of caution on that. I think that it's more like these L2s are building, you know, this IP, which is now ours. Like we own the IP to these collectibles that we bought, and now we can actually build like a multiverse. Like we could build on top of it and tell a story how we want it to be told, almost like Disney and you have Marvel. Marvel is, you know, telling all these different stories about all these different characters, but Disney still owns Marvel, but Marvel operates like independently, right? And that had to happen in Web 2 because Web 2, they needed ownership of that IP. The difference in Web 3 is that you actually own the IP, and so now you can actually commercialize it in a very different way, and that's super exciting. That's the future of everything that we're going to see, and how this, you know, goes on. We're going to see more and more projects kind of take advantage of this, and this is like the people's union, right? You have Crazy Carl Collective, you have Goblins, you have, you know, any project that really wants to participate in this storytelling, they can kind of join in and be a part of it as long as they have commercial rights.
Yeah, it's a wild, wild west of a lot of expansion and a lot of fun to be had, and we're just at the forefront of it all. So I'm jazzed, man. The 11th is going to be nuts. We see Applied Primate Engineering getting further and further into the connection of the Mutant Hounds. I think you kind of hit that one on the head with your speculation. Jenkins the Valet puzzles with Applied Primate Engineering going down on the 11th. Will we find Good Boy Jenkins' dog with the Simian Path like you were predicting? You know, in their
hold on, I gotta throw out some props to Press. That was Press that actually initially said that.
Okay, well then I have just been besmirching his name left and right. So Press, I will go at the rooftops tonight, even though it's raining balls out here in LA, and scream that was your speculation, my friend. Anyways, I don't know if we have anything else, my man. You wanna just unpack some alpha though, real quick for anybody? You got a little something back there or what?
I got nothing else, but we can definitely round it out. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. We drop a new video every single Wednesday to basically talk about the content and drop some alpha if we can, speculate on what's to come, and we would love to hear what you guys are speculating on. Drop a comment below. Definitely, you know, ring the bell, subscribe, and like the video if you got any value from it. And as always, Wednesdays, we also do a Twitter space that is at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right?
It is, correct. You've done it.
And so come join us and talk about what we talk about on the YouTube channel, and we'll go from there. But I just want to say thank you for tuning in again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.